All right, everybody, we're back here. Week 3. What an incredible week 3 it was. Absolutely crazy. This was the crazy week. Sometimes it's week 1, sometimes it's week 2. This was the crazy week. We're going to go through all the games, rapid fire, FTN fantasy here, take you through all the games, find all the important fantasy football points that you need, the nuggets to move forward for next week. Set your lineup, set your teams. Here we go. 15 minutes, the best, quickest, and most robust fantasy roundup you're going to find this week. Here we go. First game up. Lions 20, Falcons 6. Desmond Ridder, solid, just not spectacular. 21 of 28, 201. They're not letting him pass or make any big plays. They're trying to beat them on the ground. Bijan Robinson could not do that today. Only 10 of 33, 4 receptions, 27 receiving yards. So still getting work in the passing game. Kyle Pitts actually woke up. That shows you how bad the passing attack was here for the Falcons. 5 for 41. Jonnu Smith also 5 for 37. They do not trust Ridder to get to the wide receivers. Guys like Matt Collins, Drake London are just not producing. On the other side for the Lions here, Jared Goff, very sound as he always is. 22 of 33, 243, 2 touchdowns, interception. Jahmyr Gibbs, we heard before the game that they were going to allow Gibbs to have the workload in the backfield with David Montgomery out. Craig Reynolds went away. Thank you very much. Jahmyr Gibbs did that, 17 for 80, very solid. Didn't get a score, but did well. Amon-Ra St. Brown's got the plate in his foot, no problem, 9 for 102. He hasn't had great games the last 2 games, but he's still been able to hit 100 yards. And Sam Laporta, what about tight ends, rookie tight ends who don't do anything? Not true for Sam Laporta, 8 for 84 and a touchdown. Next game, Dolphins 70, Broncos 20, just nuts. Miami just exploded. No Jalen Waddle, backs against the wall. Broncos need a win. They go to Miami and get destroyed. Our CEO, Kevin Adams, talked about teams going to Miami. It's a real exciting place, a lot going on. Normally against the spread, historically since 2003, they had hung in there. Certainly not today. Russell Wilson, 23 of 38, 306, a touchdown, and an interception. Problem with Russ was he just had bad luck with this team. Russell is not playing poorly. He had Cortland Sutton, as you can see, 2 fumbles lost. The defense was terrible. He easily, if Cortland Sutton doesn't fumble those 2 passes, easily could have put up 34 points. Wouldn't even been enough to be even half of what the Dolphins did. Javonte Williams still limited. Samaje Perine did nothing. Marvin Mims 3 for 73, but they were not getting him involved enough, even though he's been very, very spectacular when he's had a chance to touch the ball, super efficient. On the other side, Tua, 23 of 26, 309, 4 touchdowns. Devon Achane came in, the speedster. Boy, talk about head coach with Miami making that pick. It was a tremendous pick from Texas A&M. 18 for 203, 4 for 30, and 4 touchdowns. Raheem Mostert had 4 touchdowns, 7 receptions for Raheem Mostert. And don't forget Tyreek Hill, as great as he is, 9 for 157 and 1. Just a demolition here. Dolphins look incredible. Go to Buffalo next week. Broncos are in a world of hurt. Where's Vic Fangio? Not on the sidelines. Packers 18, Saints 17. Jordan Love brought this team back. Saints were up 17-0 in total control of this game. Then Derek Carr goes out with an injury. Jordan Love 22 of 44, but found a way to get it done. 39 rushing yards, impressive there. A.J. Dillon is droppable in all formats. He is terrible. 11 rushes, 33 yards. With Aaron Jones not there, with Christian Watson not there, Dillon is doing nothing. He can't do anything. He is pointless. I would drop him in all formats. Romeo Doubs, 5 for 73 and 1, caught the game-winning touchdown. Jaden Reed, still solid, 3 for 63, working in his rookie. Luke Musgrave, always on the field. We heard that, 6 for 49 on the other side. Derek Carr was having a very, very solid game until he got injured. Jameis Winston came in and still played well, 10 of 16 for over 100 yards. Kendra Miller, 9 for 34. Wasn't as big a running back game as we had thought. Chris Olave is fantastic. Boy, he's been worth everything you got in the second round, maybe third round in early drafts. 8 for 103. Mike Thomas, 6 for 50. Packers win 18-17. Chargers 28, Vikings 24. Justin Herbert, tremendous day. 40 of 47, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns. Josh Kelly, big disappointment in DFS, big disappointment in fantasy. Against the Vikings defense, 11 rushes, 12 yards. Huge disappointment, big bust today. Keenan Allen, amazing. 18 receptions, 215 yards, and he threw a touchdown. Mike Williams, 7 for 121 and 1, but he did leave with an injury. He was carted off. Be careful there. Josh Palmer got in the end zone, also had a fumble. And my man, Donald Parham, 2 receptions, 4 yards, 2 touchdowns for Donald Parham. Another top 5 tight end performance because tight end is so weak. Kirk Cousins, 32 of 50, 367, 3 touchdowns, and an interception at the end of the game. Alexander Mattison, did he do enough to keep his job? He had some loose, he fumbled, but it was called back, and he dropped a couple passes. 20 for 93, 5 receptions for 32. Still very involved in the passing game. Justin Jefferson, tremendous as always. 7, 149 and 1. Hawkinson, 8 receptions. Addison, 6 receptions. And KJ Osborne, 1 catch, but it was a touchdown. Chargers survived there at Minnesota. Bills 37, Commanders 3. Just a nightmare. The problem with Washington is they cannot protect Sam Howell. You're going to see Sam Howell 4 interceptions. The problem is they sacked him 9 times. He's getting sacked left and right. They cannot protect him. When you protect him, like they did against Denver last week, maybe because everybody protects against Denver, Howell can be a functional quarterback, but he was running for his life. I love Brian Robinson, 10 for 70. He got there for 70 rushing yards in a really horrific game. Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin, Cole Turner, not a bad tight end if you're looking for one here. And Jahan Dotson's been terrible. He's been fantastic in the preseason. We love Jahan Dotson, not a player you can drop him in all formats. Other side, Josh Allen, efficient game, 46 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. James Cook, just tremendous. 15 rushes, 98 yards. He doesn't get those touchdowns. They try to get him the touchdowns. They give him a couple chances. When he doesn't get it, they bring in Harris or they bring in Murray. Stephon Diggs, 8 for 111. Gabe Davis, 1 catch, much like KJ Osborne, but it was for a touchdown. Texans, that's actually be 37. Texans 37, Jaguars 17. Trevor Lawrence just could not move this offense here. Too many turnovers, too many things that went wrong. Travis Etienne was fantastic. Just didn't get the touchdown. Got sniped by Tank Bigsby. Evan Ingram, 7 for 67. Christian Kirk, 4 for 54 and 1. Calvin Ridley, great first week. Not good last 2 weeks. Something to keep your eye on. And CJ Stroud's been fantastic. 20 of 30, 282 touchdowns. Gone over 900 yards here in his first 3 games. One of only 3 quarterbacks now who have ever done that in their career, their first 3 starts. Damian Pierce got in the end zone. Tank Dell's been phenomenal. 5, 145 and 1. He is a thing. And Brevin Jordan scored a touchdown as well. Patriots 15, Jets 10. Mac Jones got the touchdown. Zeke Elliott, more rushing yards than Ramondre Stevenson. That is not what you want to see if you took Ramondre in the second or third round. Pharaoh Brown with the touchdown for the Patriots here. Kendrick Bourne, not much, but he was involved. Zach Wilson, horrific, terrible. They don't want him as the quarterback. They're fighting on the sidelines. Dalvin Cook's not running. Breece Hall's not running because they know they can't throw, so they're stacking the line. Both real disappointments. Garrett Wilson, not much. Next game, Colts 22. Big upset. You don't bet against Gardner Minshew. Ravens 19 overtime. Gardner Minshew, 27-44, 227, and a touchdown. He's just a gritty, tough quarterback. Best backup quarterback in the NFL. Zach Moss, 30 rushes. You see that right? 30 rushes for 122 yards, 2 receptions, 23 for 1. He was a great DFS play if you did. And Michael Pittman, if you have a pocket passer back with Gardner Minshew, Michael Pittman is going to be very solid. 9 for 77. He's a good play. Watch for him next week if Minshew is still starting. Lamar Jackson on the other side. Look, Lamar Jackson gets there. He has the 101 rushing yards, the 2 touchdowns. The problem is his passing is just not as efficient. That we wanted to see the big passing attack here with this Ravens offense under Todd Monken, and it is not happening. Gus Edwards, 11:51, left with a concussion. Zay Flowers, 8 receptions, only 48 yards. Mark Andrews after big week last week, only 4 for 35. The passing is just not there for the Ravens. It's not. Seahawks 37, Panthers 27. Geno Smith, solid touchdown, interception, 23 of 36. Kenneth Walker, 2 big touchdowns. He's the clear lead back. Also, Zach Charbonnet, 9 rushes for 46 yards. Keep an eye on that. If Kenneth Walker gets hurt, Charbonnet is going to step into a huge, huge role. You may even want to pick Charbonnet up now if he's available, just in case Walker gets hurt, because they're both doing well. DK Metcalf came in a little questionable. Didn't look at 6 for 112. On the other side, Andy Dalton, a nice play, nice DFS play today. And if you needed a quarterback and 2 quarterback leads, not a bad player. 34, 58, 361, 2 touchdowns. Miles Sanders still not rushing, but he is involved, got the goal line touch. Adam Thielen, clearly the wide receiver, 111, 145 and 1. DJ Chark, 4 for 86 and 1. Rookie Jonathan Mingo did leave this game, I believe, a concussion also. So check that there. Patrick Mahomes, dear Lord, Bears in total disarray. The coach, everything, Fields making comments. Mahomes, 24-33, 272 and 3 touchdowns. Pacheco gets a rushing score. CEH gets a rushing score. Kelsey gets the touchdown when he's got Taylor Swift up next to his mother in the box. McKinnon, 2 receiving touchdowns, 3 for 19. Kadarius Toney, enough of Kadarius Toney. He's questionable. He's there. He's not there. Sky Moore seems okay, but with McKinnon there, I expect MVS to get involved. I'm done with Kadarius Toney. 1 reception, -1 yard. In the game that they score 41 points, enough. Justin Fields, terrible. Roshan Johnson's going to take over this backfield. Herbert fumbled. Roshan Johnson did not. 8 of 38. DJ Moore, 3 for 41 and got the late touchdown. Browns 27, Titans 3. Browns defense is legit. They stuffed Derrick Henry 11 to 20. Tannehill couldn't do much. DeAndre Hopkins came in questionable. He played. Burks, 1 reception, 5 yards. Treylon Burks is feast or famine. You're not getting consistent production, not in a low volume passing attack with Ryan Tannehill and this Titan attack, because it's going to be DeAndre Hopkins first. So if you're going to play Treylon Burks each week, it's feast or famine. I wouldn't play him as a flex, and I wouldn't play him in DFS. Deshaun Watson recovered a little bit, 27 to 33. Good efficient day, 289, 2 touchdowns. And how about Jerome Ford? We knew he couldn't run on the Titans. No one rides on the Titans, but he gets a receiving touchdown and a goal line touchdown for a very, very nice day for someone who's a cheap price in DFS. And Amari Cooper, clearly the wide receiver 1, 7, 1, 16, and 1. He's going to be that moving forward. Not with Nick Chubb not there, it's going to be a big season for Amari Cooper. Elijah Moore, good to see him involved in a myriad of ways. 9 receptions, only 49 yards. Last game we got here, Cardinals 29, Cowboys 16. Big, big upset for the Cowboys. Shout out to Frank Brankin, our FTN model here, which had this as a 17.6% edge, a massive edge. Anything over 10% a play. 17.6 Cardinals went outright, didn't even need a 12.5. Josh Dobbs, 6 rushes, 55 yards. Conservative, didn't make mistakes. That was what we talked about in the preview here on FTN Bets. Connor, 1498-1. He has the volume. He may not be sexy about it, but he has the volume. He gets a touchdown. Rondell Moore, 3 attempts, 54 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown. Michael Wilson got a huge, huge catch late. The rookie wide open down the sideline to get back down the field and give him another chance to score. 2 for 86, and Marquise Brown, 561, and a touchdown on the other side. Dak Prescott does what Dak Prescott does. He's not a guy who's able to put you on his back and deliver in these moments. 25 of 40, had a touchdown, had an interception. Tony Pollard has one of the fantastic fantasy football roles of all running backs of fantasy football. He just hasn't scored a touchdown. 23 for 122. Michael Gallup showed up here, 9 for 96. CeeDee Lamb, not a good game. Ferguson, not a good game as well. 5 for 48. Comments are coming in. Let's take a look here. Ryan, who should we take here for the Monday games? Well, let's talk about those Monday games in a second before we get back to what we were mentioning here. The other game tonight, we had, Pittsburgh 23, Vegas, the Vegas Raiders 18. Jimmy G, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Not surprised with Jimmy G. Josh Jacobs, again, getting the volume, but the Steeler defense showed up today, even without Cam Hayward under center. Devontae Adams, 13 for 172 and 2 touchdowns. Jacoby Myers came back. That was good to see as well. He played well. On the other side, George Pickens, 4 for 50. Calvin Austin got the bomb, the 72-yard touchdown. Pat Freiermuth got a touchdown. Najee Harris is going to be the lead running back. I don't want to hear about Jaylen Warren anymore. Jaylen Warren is a 3rd down back. I heard that Jaylen Warren was going to be more involved. He's not. Najee Harris is 30 pounds heavier. He's 3 inches taller, and they run the same 40 time. The problem is the Steelers are not opening holes. But when they do, Najee Harris, big games are going to be there. Good bounce back for Kenny Pickett, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Let's look at the games for tomorrow night to answer the man's question. So the 2 games we have on the schedule tomorrow. First one I like here is Tampa Bay getting the points against Philadelphia. I think Tampa Bay's defense is legit. I believe they're going to slow this Philly attack, which has struggled here. I think Baker Mayfield is solid. I expect this game to be close, and I took them at the 5.5. And on the other side, folks, you're seeing the whispers here on social media. Joe Burrow could go on the IR. That is absolutely possible. He may not be starting tomorrow, and if he does, he's certainly going to be limited here. So that is a tough game to pick. Cincinnati at home needs this win badly. I probably would go with the Rams. Yeah, Lee, I know it was all over social media. It's out of control. I had to block it on my X account because I just kept seeing the pictures. It was crazy here. Dak clutch, Lee, not at all, Lee, not whatsoever. Would you trade Jerome Ford for Kirk Cousins? I got Justin Fields as my quarterback with Josh Jacobs, Saquon, and Montgomery. Yeah, let's see. Saquon is going to be out for a while. Montgomery is out for a while. Here's the thing. I would probably, Zachary, not make that trade. I would rather go to the waiver wire because I think running backs right now are at a premium, and Jerome Ford is as locked into that workload as you're going to find. Suppose Saquon's injury ends up lagging for a few weeks. Suppose Monty's injury lags for a couple weeks. I wouldn't want to get rid of Jerome Ford. I'd rather mix and match off the waiver wire and try to find some other people that I can put in there. Folks, there's the roundup. 14 minutes. We're going to be under 15 minutes. Every Sunday, we join you here on the FTN Fantasy channel. We go through all the games. We will be back next Sunday as well. Stay here with FTN. We have you covered for bets, for fantasy, for daily, for DFS. Home run here. Thanks for joining me every Sunday night. 15 minutes. Everything you need.